Hello, internet dwellers. Welcome to another installment of Potato Snacks You Keep in Your Pocket, featuring an Audi. If you are new and you'd like to get caught up on that little silver gem floating in the air over there, that's TeeTer ToT, and I'm giving him away. This should be hopefully the last video before I get to drive the thing. Floating in the sky up above me is a link to the last video where I found some parts at the junkyard for this thing. Got really lucky. Jeez. It's actually still that same day that I went to the junkyard and got all these parts over here on the floor that I just spent the past 20 minutes giving a good cleanup so they can be reinstalled on the car. Well, everything except for the silver heat blanket. That stuff will make you itch, like extremely bad. Ask me how I know. What am I doing? This needs to get painted before it goes on. This is nonsense. I can't put it on with this. Not acceptable by my standards. Ideally, I would just powder coat this. Ideally, I wouldn't have this crossover tube because this is for the dual side mount intercoolers. But because it's structural, it has to be there. It bolts up to the frame rail right here, as well as on the driver's side over here, and would act as a crossover for airflow between the dual side mounts, which are no longer there because I upgraded to a big girl front mount. Actually, I would just put a custom brace that doesn't have a hole through the center for air. This doohickey dongle contraption is freshly painted.
Jeremiah was a bullfrog.
Jerry was a race car driver, drove so goddamn fast.
On the Jersey road trip video, somebody said I looked like Les Claypool.
Really?
Yeah.
But I must ask all of you, does Charlie look like Les Claypool from Primus?
That's what somebody on the comments of the Jersey road trip video said. They said I look like Les Claypool.
For acting like a fool. This next couple moments is brought to you by Time Lapse, so we can listen to Primus. Ta-da! Engine reassembled. With the exception of the little clips that hold the engine plastic in, they're on order, they're just not here yet. It's all back together. Freshly sanded and clear-coated headlights installed. And it's the following day. Like my shirt. It's one of my merch designs. I never do this in videos, but this is justified because it coincides, and it's cute. It's yellow. Yellow's a vibe in itself. I think it's safe to connect the battery. I think it's safe. Here goes nothing. Ooh, got a little spark of life. Look at that. It's a fully functioning cluster in the center there. It's pretty angry. There's no washer fluid. There's no coolant. There's no fluids in this thing. Obviously, I'm not going to start it, but man, it's nice seeing that thing operational. Hey, I got functioning parking lights now. Those never even worked before.
Seriously?
Yeah, I never, those bulbs were burnt out since I got this thing. Headlights? Yeah. My fog lights are on. I got a padiddle though. It's like it takes a D2S. I had an extra pair from the Forester that will fit. Ooh. Got it? I think? Man, that's confusing. It's a pretty tight cavity to get inside, but I applaud them for at least making it this accessible and writing top on the top so I know which way is the top. But geez. Lightning bolt. Lightning bolt, lightning bolt, lightning bolt. That's from a movie, I swear. There. You know what really sucks? When you miss something after reassembling an engine. That right there is an AC line. Just tried putting the system on a vacuum to get ready to charge it, and it started leaking. Whilst I was servicing this thing up with some oil, which you'll probably see on my Insta bubble, that means Instagram. Charlie went to the salvage yard and pulled some more parts off that TeeTer ToT that was in there. What else? Oh, the battery hold down plastic thing, some hardware, and yeah, this little guy, because mine is cracked at the top right there. I was expecting this time lapse to take a little bit longer, but it only took Charlie about 10 minutes to change that line. And I got the bottom to the battery box. It was broken on that car, but I'm plastic welding it. I borrowed this tool from the guys next door. I probably could add one more little staple right here, but I would say that's pretty good. I mean, that's really strong. Once it's got screws on there holding it in, that'll actually be pretty secure. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. 30 letters long. Ready? Langsit Cooler Schultz Konzentrat. Can she do it without a funnel, without making a mess? Carefully. And I'm not making a mess. Well, there's no river of stupid flowing under here yet, so I guess that's a good sign. There's 2 types of coolant leaks in this world. There's a river of stupid and a trickle of torment. I prefer the first kind because they're usually easier to fix. This is distilled, FYI, in case someone's like, make sure you put distilled water in there, blah! That's what this is. See if this aftercooler pump will suck down some coolant for me. You know what? I bet you 5/4/2001 is the born on date for this car. I almost felt like my seat was... My seat getting warm? No, my seat's not getting warm. Speaking of which, let me turn off the... There's nothing else left to do other than to start it. And I've never heard it, this new exhaust system on here. Or this new turbo. This is exciting. I'm gonna put the camera outside. You don't need to stare at my face when I'm starting a car. That's stupid. Time to charge this thing up with some refrigerant, so we got some AC in this thing. Thanks for doing that, since I don't have gauges and all this nonsense.
And before anybody says anything, I already vacuumed it down.
And it held vacuum for a while, too.
Correct.
This is so much better now. This car used to be so obnoxious at idle, and it really didn't need to be, because this car is not that fast. It's just silly if your car is loud and slow. It's not slow.
It wasn't fast enough to justify how, like, absolutely obnoxiously noisy it was.
It sounded good.
Like, it was full-on race car obnoxious, and it's not full-on race car fast. That's the problem.
That is fact, but it did sound good.
Yeah, it did.
The Borla sounds nice at idle, though. Definitely sounds good. I can't wait to take it outside and hear it. That AC is ice cold now. Oh, that's nice. Good. Still looks like a... Well, I'm not gonna say what that looks like. You're adults. I think I should save the exhaust sound clips for the car review that I'm gonna film on this thing. I think that's fitting. Oh, it's good. It's good now. It's appropriate for how fast this car is. It's gonna be quieter than how fast the car is.
It reminds me quite a lot of like the exhaust that was on the Avant.
What was on that?
Militech.
Oh, really?
Down.
Down.
Up.
Up.
Down.
Down. Up.
Down.
Down. Down.
Yep.
Down.
Clutch feel.
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
Is that it? Burping still?
There's still air coming out, yeah.
Jeez. The following day. Now that the AC is charged up, it's full of fluids, and it's good to go. That means I can drive it out of this garage. Keep doing good work, Pancake. What? Where are you? I thought this thing's gonna run into me. There's a couple more bugs I gotta sort out on this thing. My new custom intercooler piping runs super close right there to the frame of the car, and it's rattling at idle. That should be just enough right there. The other issue I was having also was a pediddle on the driver's side. I had a pediddle. Well, tech tip, if you ever go to remove a headlight on one of these cars, if you push in on the bottom corner after you undo the hardware, it takes this little taberdoodle out of its socket over there. If you don't, you'll break it. I think the most important thing someone can do when they buy one of these cars, or if you own one of these cars, is learning the correct way to disconnect these Bosch connectors, because they're super easy to break if you don't know what you're doing and you just force things. I'm gonna inspect this wiring before I do anything else. Let's see, so T10 AC connector 10 pin left headlight, that is what this is. T10 AC 2, T10 AC 1, there's 1. So 1 is WS/SW, that is in German, so it means Weiss and Schwarz. So hopefully my accent was not terrible. So let's see, terminal 1. Terminal 1 is Weiss and Schwarz. All right, 2 is GR. Gray, I guess it's the same in Deutsch as it is in English. And Schwarz. 2, gray, Schwarz. Everything on this plug was wired correctly. So maybe I just had a loose connector, possible, I don't know. We'll try this again. Get out of my ass. My fog light turns on automatically on its own. Both of them are on. So that's plus. It's not flickering now. I know this seems like basic stuff, but I want to make sure this car is good to go before I drive it. Well, taillights. Good taillights. Good taillights. Oh, I got a rapid blink over here. Yep, I got a bulb out in the front. Okay. So now, this thing shouldn't rattle anymore when I start it. Listen in that area, like you have the ability to do that on a camera. I don't know, but that's where it should be making the noise. I want to check under the car and make sure there's nothing under there rattling. All right. I hear, I can't pinpoint it, but I feel like that heat shield's rattling. Unfortunately, I don't have any of those clips that are holding the heat shield on. I'll put one of these on here for now, and then I'll see if I can order that little metal one. I really don't think this will melt though, because like, look. This, I think it's fine. Yeah, that's totally what's making the noise. All right. There we go. And I think everything back here, the muffler is good. There's nothing rattling back here. All right. I cannot believe this. I'm driving the TT and it doesn't sound like a racket. I just drove 2 laps around the building. Now I'm gonna bring it back in the shop, put it on the lift again, just to check everything over. I think one of my lines going to the blow-off valve is loose, because I heard it blow off once and then it sounded weird after that, and now it sounds different, so I gotta check that. What did I tell you? That right there came off the end of the blow-off valve. Thought it did. Okay. Ah, that's f***ing hot. Because this will help not whatsoever. Alright, I think I can try it again. This alignment is terrible. I gotta get this thing aligned. I don't want to destroy these tires. So far, so good. My ABS light's not on the dash anymore. It's about time. I replaced all 4 wheel sensors, all 4 discs, the actual ring on the backside of the rotor, new longitude, sensor. Idle's nice and steady. Coolant looks like it's doing good. Sounds good. No more issues so far. Well, that's the TeeTer ToT. It's back together. It's assembled. I need to do a good shakedown run though and make sure everything is good to go. And I ordered a couple more little tiny things for it, and needs an alignment. Other than that, yeah, it's assembled and it drives and it functions like a car that it never once ever did since I've owned it. It's sad now I'm getting rid of it. Remember, if you guys want to win this car, the link is down in the video description below, and also there is new merch designs. I'm gonna try to put them on the screen if I can. Yeah, came up some new stuff to kind of cap off this giveaway with. So it ends soon. I think it's like 2 weeks to go or something. It's the end of the month. And then that's it. The TeeTer ToT small potato is out of my life and into yours, potentially. I'll see you guys soon with another video. Bye.